friends, welcome to today's video. Today we're going to create a really warm, peachy, kind of summery look. I'm playing with a couple of new palettes. I couldn't decide which one I wanted to use, so I'm going to incorporate them both. The NARS Orgasm eyeshadow palette, and then the OFRA Cosmetics signature palette Getaway is this one. They're both so beautiful. They kind of have the same vibe, just a really beautiful, warm, peachy, shimmery vibe. So that's what we're going to do today. So let's go ahead and get started. I do have foundation, concealer, all that good stuff on, but we're gonna go ahead and get started with eyes. And I am gonna put a primer on my eyes before we get started, just because, well, just because. I don't do shadow without doing a primer. I feel like the primer is a necessary step. If you're gonna spend the time and effort into doing your eye makeup, you might as well put something down that ensures that it stays in place. And I'm just gonna grab an eyeshadow brush. Really any brush you have will do to blend this out. I'll use my fingers too. You don't need a brush for this. Having lash extensions though does make it a little harder to use my fingers because the lashes are, you know, in the way. All right, so now that I've got a sheer layer of that, we're gonna go in and start with the shadow, and I'm actually gonna start with the NARS Orgasm palette. I'm gonna use this shade here. It's kind of like this peachy, matte, pinkish shade. It's looking a little more like orangey brown on camera, but it actually looks pretty like a really soft peachy pink. So we're gonna kind of blend that into the crease, and I'm gonna use a big fluffy crease brush. This is the 201 by BK Beauty. And I'm going to just kind of work that back and forth into the crease. Back and forth, back and forth. It's really nice. I do want to keep this look kind of light. I don't want to put a lot of eye makeup on. Okay, so now that I've got a pretty like blown out crease color, when I say blown out, that really means just like really blended, very kind of faded, almost transparent, you know, not a lot of definition. You just want that color to kind of be really diffused. So I'm just going over it and pulling it up so that it has a nice blown out effect. Then I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna use the OFRA Cosmetics. I'm gonna use this shade right here. It's a real shimmery, peachy, golden shade. And I'm gonna pop that onto the eyelid, but I'm actually gonna use a softer brush to apply it versus a real stiff brush because I want this look to be very, very soft, not like real packed on. So I'm just gonna grab a crease brush. This is the 202 by BK Beauty. And I'm gonna just softly wash this onto the eyelid. Okay, yeah, see this brush applies product in a much lighter application than like a stiff shader brush. So I am feeling the need actually to go back and really pick it up to get a good payoff. But I think it's more so the brush that I'm using, not the actual product. Okay, so that's good. It's very, very sheer, blown out. I don't want it to be too packed on. The last product that I'm gonna use on the lid, I'm gonna go ahead and use this real fun, sparkly shade here in the NARS palette. I'm not sure the name of this particular shade, but there's three real shimmery shades. You have like a real yellowy golden shade, then you have a soft pink shade, then you have almost like this taupey shade, and then you have this one matte crease color. And I do think that any of these shades would work really well with this crease color. So I'm gonna take that one and I'm gonna kind of layer it on top. I think this is just gonna add a lot of shine, but not necessarily a lot of color. Actually, I take that back. It is applying pretty good color. Okay, that's pretty. So did you see what that does? That kind of just cuts out that yellow gold from the OFRA color and it gives it a little bit more shine. Okay, perfect. All right, then I'm gonna take that original crease brush that I used and I'm just gonna kind of blend right here in the crease. I want the whole look to be very seamless. I don't really want you to see where one shade stops and the other starts. So I'm just gonna kind of run this brush over pretty much all of the lid to achieve that. Okay. All right, and then for my lower lash line, I'm gonna take this shade out of the OFRA Cosmetic shade. It's the darkest matte. And I'm going to kind of work that into my lower lash line. And I'm gonna use a smaller, more defined brush. This is the 207 from BK Beauty. Any pencil brush you have will do, or like little smudging brush. I also have this one by Sigma. This would also work really well. You just want something that's really small that can get right up there to the lash line. Pretty. This look would look really great on green or blue eyes because it is so warm and there's so much orange in this look. Okay. All right, next I'm gonna go and I'm gonna set my foundation. I never did that actually, and I can see a little bit of shine starting to creep up. I'm gonna use the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder, and I'm just going to start underneath my eyes so I can kind of also wipe away any fallout that might have just happened from the eye makeup, and then I'm gonna set the center of my face. I've been loving using this BK Beauty brush because it is so precise that when it comes to powder, that it really allows you to like target set where you want to set. So what I usually do is I usually just do the T-zone, and then I'll come right here on my cheeks because I tend to have large pores there, and I'll just press. But I kind of avoid the cheek area because I've been using a lot of cream products like cream bronzers or cream blush, and I don't like to put powder down before I apply cream. This is the BK Beauty 108 brush, by the way. Okay, then for, let's see, I'm gonna take a mascara wand and kind of just comb through my lash extensions. I'm sure I got eyeshadow in them. Okay, perfect. All right, then I'm gonna give some color to the face, and I'm gonna just use the Charlotte Tilbury Filmstar Bronzer Palette. I'm gonna use the bronze shade, and we are going to create a little definition on the face. All right, and I'm gonna brush it into the hairline as well. This brush is my favorite for doing like a natural contour because it's fluffy enough to where it'll still blend it out, but it's small enough in the perfect shape that you really can get a good, get good definition by using it around the hairline and the cheeks. And you can use it on the jawline too if you wanna contour that a bit. And you can even use the tip of the brush and dust the sides of the nose. Okay, perfect. For blush, I picked this blush shade up. It's from bareMinerals. It's the shade Pink Me Up. And I love it. It's like the perfect peachy pink. And it has not necessarily shimmer to it, but like the slightest sheen to the skin. I'm just gonna pop this right on the apples of my cheek. I love the color. It's kind of like, it definitely brightens up the face a bit. And I like that you can build it. Like you can really sheer it out if you want something really soft and sheer, but if you want to add more color, it's really easy to build. It's kind of one of those foolproof blushes. Perfect. Then I'm going to pop a little mascara on my lower lashes. For lips, I'm using the shade Brulee by Dose of Colors. And I like, because it has a lot of pigment to it, I like to just layer it on the lower lip and press it to the upper. Again, I don't want this makeup to be, I want everything to be softer, so I don't want to layer too much lipstick on. I want to make it, soft and kind of diffused looking, so I'm going to layer a little bit of gloss on top of it. This is the shade Apricot Dream by OFRA Cosmetics, and it's super sheer. It doesn't really alter the color much because it is so sheer, but it adds a lot of shine. Perfect. And this is the finished look. I definitely feel like this is a very appropriate summertime glam look. It looks effortless, it looks minimal. There's some color and brightness to the face, but there's not like hard lines or harsh definition. It's very soft and diffused and summery. So I'll have all the products linked in the description box below. Leave me all your questions, comments, all of that in the comment section below. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.